Boom. Hey, internets. Had a great question from my boy Jordan, OG 2nd Brigade. He was actually part of my internship team at Arisu, doing really great things with his artwork. In any case, he asked me two questions, which all has to do with your team, your company. Number one is, how do you get everyone on your team on the same page? Number two, if everyone on your team isn't invested in the brand, what should you do? And then he said, do you move on without them, or should you make all the decisions but still keep them around? Okay. Good questions. So let me back up a little bit. So now, as this is post dating, I'm the brand director. So I moved up from design direction, and I'm basically operating as a president for the company. Boulevard is a small company, but we're gonna make some noise. So I've kind of overseeing operations of almost like everything, and I say that because it's taken a while for me to get to the place where I could be considered for that. The interest in my research and everything obviously started in design, like in the late 90s, when I was like 18 or whatever. But as of the last 5 to maybe ever since 2007, since my personal brand failed at the beginning of the mortgage crisis, I've been more interested in brand management and how the dynamic of the team works. Is probably also why I'm also working in education simultaneously, because I want to be a teacher. I want the group or the whole to do better. So anyways, backing up from that, first of all, meetings are important, but they can't be boring, office space type meetings. They have to have the original function of what meetings are for, which is funny because I just booked a company meeting tomorrow, and my big sell for everybody in the meeting, that includes warehouse, everybody that's part of the collection of how the brand works every single day. And the beginning of that meeting, so it's very functional, but I'll try to make it very quick. So for example, with the owner of the brand here, I always have a 10 at 10. So on Fridays we have a 10-minute meeting at 10 a.m. So a 10 at 10. It's easy to remember, and 10 minutes is a really good, it's not a time where you feel like, oh, this is going to be a meeting that drags, etc. So I'll try to do that with the company, and we'll take care of general things first. Anyone that needs to leave, or it doesn't pertain to them, then they can then go. Now, that's for a bigger organization. Let me give value to a smaller startup, which is what most of you are. So Jordan, for the team, you got to keep everyone on the same page just by having meetings. And it's just important for everyone to touch base, even if there's not necessarily anything new to talk about. When you're in the startup phase, like, there's a lot of things that might be going on with one or two people, and they're just like kind of keep it to themselves, but they know that this is going on. You'll be surprised what happens when you verbalize that to everybody, and they just keep updated. Number two, with a startup, when there's no money, you have to keep talking to people so that they know that something is going on, to try to get this on a level where money can come in to the end point where their contributions get them paid. Because at the very, you could talk about loyalty, you could talk about starting from the bottom, Drake quote. You can do all of that, but everyone at the end wants to get paid. So that's how you keep everyone on the same page. Have meetings, talk to anyone, especially the key members. The designer is going to be important at first. Sales is really important, so make sure you stay on the same page with any developments. And the second part of your question, if someone's not invested, let them go. But it's tough in the beginning if you only have X amount of help. So, there's necessity as well. So there's kind of a line that you dance where it's like, not everyone at every job is going to be 100% motivated where they're at. It's like, this is a great place for me to be for my job and my function, but it might not be for, let's just say for an example, someone who's working part-time at the warehouse. This is just part of their journey. So I'm not going to keep him engaged as much as some of the other employees, or people on your team. So you just got to gauge it. So as long as they're getting something out of it, you can also work with them or use them for a fair, even exchange. But those people will end up leaving too. As long as your key people in your key spots are the right kind of people and bringing the right value, then your brand can succeed. And that's what you got to focus on. And then if you do have a huge loss where you lose someone, that's part of entrepreneurship. You just got to keep moving. You just got to get it done. So the core people, and if that just ends up being you, one singular person, you just have to have this overwhelming belief that it's gonna happen, and if it doesn't, know that contributes to a new dream or something that is supposed to happen in eventually, right? So my clothing line didn't perform the way I thought it was, and I thought it was the end of the world for a small time being. But you keep moving on, and that helped me launch my YouTube channel, and life continues. And now I have different dreams and aspirations. But it all serves for something. But you do have to believe. You do have to have belief initially. Hope that helps. Anything to add to the conversation? Any questions? Drop it all down below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.